Now that the holidays have ended and it's dark at 5 p.m. and it's cold and rainy out, a little treat can go a long way toward brightening my mood. But I don't want to spend a fortune, which is where Quince comes in. With Quince, I can treat myself to everyday luxury items at affordable prices. And I have to say, I'm a wee bit obsessed with their Mongolian cashmere sweaters that start at just $50. Now, before you get skeptical, these sweaters look and feel luxurious. But because Quince partners directly with top manufacturers, they're able to pass the savings on to you. And even though Quince is known for their cashmere, they have other luxury items as well. Like, for example, something I'm really into right now are their Italian leather handbags. I've got my eye on the triple compartment tote in navy. It's so pretty, and I can't wait to treat myself to this as my new work bag. It will be the perfect pick-me-up for those dark winter days. Treat yourself this winter without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/nursemo for 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/nursemo to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/nursemo. Well, hello there. I'm Nurse Mo, and this is the Straight A Nursing Podcast where I teach concepts and share tips on how to thrive in school and at the bedside. Well, hello there, and welcome back to the second of my new installment called Mo's Monday Minute, where I share a quick tip for you that will help you advance in your nursing practice, whether you're a practicing nurse or a student just starting out. So this week's Mo's Monday Minute, I'm looking at 3 things that I think are invaluable to check at the start of your shift. Because guess what? Unexpected things happen. And generally, from my experience, unexpected things happen when you're not prepared, or at least that's what it feels like, because those are the instances that really stick out in my head as the most anxiety-producing ones. So another thing that I want you to be aware of is that when the unexpected happens, when an emergency happens, your adrenaline, your fight or flight response is going haywire. It can make the most basic task feel overly complicated. And that's because that fight or flight response is using up all your brain's processing power. So this is no time to figure things out from scratch. And since seconds count in many, many cases, I always do these 3 things at the start of my shift. So first thing I want to know is, where's the code blue button if I'm in a room I haven't been in before? Because guess what? They're not always in the exact same spot in every room. They should be, but not always. So just make sure you know where the code blue button is. Generally, it's going to be at the head of the bed, but I have seen it, sometimes a little bit more towards the left side of the bed, a little bit more to the right side of the bed. Make sure there's nothing hanging and covering it up so that you can't see it. You want to know where that button is. Next is you want to ensure that oxygen is functional and that you have that little adapter that we call a Christmas tree. It's actually called a nipple nut connector or something like that, but we just call it a Christmas tree because it's often green. Sometimes they're white, but sometimes they're green. You want to make sure you have that in place, because if you don't have one of those, you can't connect any oxygen device to the flow meter. So get your replacement ASAP if there is not one there. The third thing I want you to do at the start of your shift is to make sure that suction is functional and set up. When you need suction, you needed it 10 seconds ago. So you want to make sure you have all the components. You don't necessarily have to open the yank hour suction catheter thing, but you can attach it but still leave the business end of it in the package so that if you don't use it, it's not like you have to throw it away when that patient leaves. It can stay in the packaging, but have it hooked up so that if you do need it, you are ready to go. You want to ensure all the connections are secure and that when you turn all the dials, and you know how to turn all the dials to get suction going, that everything works. Something that I see students mix themselves up on is turning it onto intermittent suction instead of continuous and getting confused about that. So make sure you know which one is continuous and which direction is intermittent. And there you have it. Those are 3 things to check at the start of your shift. Know where the code button is. Make sure oxygen is functional and that you've got the Christmas tree or the connector device, and that suction is functional and set up. You would be surprised how many times I'm with my students on the med-surg floor and there's key components of the suction system missing. And I want to make sure that you get into the habit of always checking those things. Very, very key for patient safety. I hope this quick Mo's Monday Minute has helped you, and I will look forward to seeing you next Monday. Bye for now. This podcast is brought to you by Straight A Nursing, a proud member of the Airwave Media Network. For more educational podcasts, check out airwavemedia.com. And for more nursing-related content, go to straightanursingstudent.com.